Welcome back to Grammar Grade 9. This is Unit 1, Lesson 4, and today we're widening our view of the pronoun. You already know the pronoun stands in for a noun, but there are whole families of pronouns that do more than just replace a name. They ask questions, they open clauses, they point, and they gesture toward the world in a general, unnamed way. We'll meet 4 of those families today. Let's begin. Let's warm up with what you already know. A pronoun is a word that replaces a noun, so we don't have to repeat that noun over and over. Instead of saying Diego lost Diego's keys, we say Diego lost his keys, and his is the pronoun. Simple enough. Now, today we're looking at 4 families of pronouns that each do a special job. One asks, one opens a clause, one points, and one generalizes. Same basic role, standing in for a noun, but 4 very different flavors. Let's take them one at a time. First up, the interrogative pronoun. Interrogative simply means questioning, and that's exactly what this pronoun does. It begins a question. There are 5 of them to know: who, whom, whose, what, and which. Listen to how one works. Which of these routes is faster? The word which is standing in for an answer we don't have yet. It's holding the spot where a noun will eventually go. That's the heart of it. An interrogative pronoun asks for a missing noun, and it sits right where the answer will land. Next, the relative pronoun. And here's where it gets interesting. A relative pronoun begins a subordinate clause, which is just a group of words with its own subject and verb tucked inside a larger sentence. The relative pronouns are who, whom, whose, which, and that. Watch this. Maya is the writer who won the prize. The word who kicks off the clause who won the prize, and that whole clause describes the writer. See how who reaches back and relates to writer? That's why we call it relative. It relates the new clause to a noun that came before it. There are longer forms too, like whoever, whomever, whatever, and whichever. But who, whom, whose, which, and that are the everyday 5. Now, you might have noticed something. Who, whom, whose, and which show up on both lists. So how do you tell an interrogative from a relative? Easy. Look at what the word is doing in the sentence. In which do you prefer? The word which launches a question, so it's interrogative. But in the tea which you brewed is cold, the word which isn't asking anything. It opens a clause that describes the tea. Same word, completely different job. The question isn't which word it is, it's what the word is doing. Our third family is the demonstrative pronoun. Think of the word demonstrate, to show or point out. A demonstrative pronoun points to a specific person, place, thing, or idea. There are just 4, and they split 2 ways. For things nearby, we use this for one, and these for more than one. For things farther off, we use that for one, and those for more than one. Here they are working together. These are ripe, but those are still green. This and these point close. That and those point away. Near or far, one or many, the demonstrative simply points. Last of the 4, the indefinite pronoun. Indefinite means not definite, not specific, and that's the whole idea. An indefinite pronoun refers to people or things in a general way, without naming anyone in particular. There are quite a few. Some point at people, like everyone, someone, anybody, and nobody. Others cover amounts, like all, each, both, few, many, several, and none. Listen to a pair in action. Everyone arrived, but few stayed late. We never learn exactly who, and that vagueness is the point. When you want to talk about people or things in general, without pinning down a name, you reach for an indefinite pronoun. Let's pull it all together into a check you can run on any pronoun. Ask yourself 4 quick questions. 1. Is the word starting a question? Then it's interrogative. 2. Is it opening a clause that describes a noun? Then it's relative. 3. Is it pointing? This, that, these, or those? Then it's demonstrative. And 4. Is it general, naming no one in particular, like everyone, few, or all? Then it's indefinite. Notice that the answer never depends on the word alone. It depends on the job the word is doing. The pronoun's work is what names its family. Let's try a few together. Time to practice. In this first set, I'll show you a sentence with one pronoun highlighted, and you decide which of the 4 families it belongs to: interrogative, relative, demonstrative, or indefinite. Pause the video and decide before I reveal each answer. Here's the sentence. Whose is this jacket on the chair? Look at the pronoun whose at the very start. Is it asking something? It certainly is. The whole sentence is a question, and whose is holding the spot for the owner we don't know yet. So whose here is an interrogative pronoun. The answer is interrogative. Next, I returned the book that was overdue. Focus on the word that. It isn't asking a question, and it isn't pointing across the room. Instead, it opens the clause that was overdue, and that clause describes the book. Since it begins a describing clause and relates back to a noun, it's a relative pronoun. The answer is relative. And the third. Someone left the lights on all night. Look at the word someone. Do we know who it is? Not at all. It names a person in the vaguest possible way. No name attached. That general, unnamed quality is the signature of an indefinite pronoun. The answer is indefinite. In this second set, the pronouns get a little trickier. Some of these words can belong to more than one family, so you'll have to look at what each is doing in its sentence. Same task. Name the family. Pause and try each before I answer. First, these taste better than the ones from yesterday. The pronoun is these. It isn't asking, and it isn't opening a clause. It's pointing at specific things close at hand, the ones right in front of us. This, that, these, and those that point like this are demonstrative pronouns. The answer is demonstrative. Next, which did the judges choose in the end? Now, which can be relative in some sentences, but not here. Here it launches a question, standing in for the answer we're waiting to hear. When which starts a question like this, it's interrogative. The answer is interrogative. And the last one. The coach who trained us also wrote the plan. The word who could start a question elsewhere, but read what it's doing here. It opens the clause, who trained us, and that clause tells us more about the coach. A pronoun that opens a describing clause and relates back to a noun is relative. The answer is relative. Let's gather what we learned. Interrogative pronouns, who, whom, whose, what, and which, begin a question. Relative pronouns, who, whom, whose, which, and that, open a clause that describes a noun it came from, while demonstratives, this, that, these, and those, simply point something out, near or far. And indefinite pronouns, like everyone, few, all, and none, refer to people or things in a general way, with no name attached. When a word could belong to more than one family, remember the golden rule. Ask what it's doing in the sentence, and its job will tell you which family it's in. Great work today. In the next lesson, we'll keep building. I'll see you there.